I think it's time to start. My name is Christoph Dellago, and I'm the director of the Erwin Schrödinger Institute. And in my function as director, I'd like to welcome you to this special event today, to this symposium that we are having here to celebrate the first 30 years of the Erwin Schrödinger Institute. This is a special event, and it's really great that so many of you are here, so many friends of the Erwin Schrödinger Institute are joining us for this symposium. So there will be mostly science, but it's a birthday party, so there will also be some cake and some music. So I hope that you will also stay for the entire symposium so that you can take advantage of the cake. All right, so I'd like to extend a particularly warm welcome to Sebastian Schütze, who is the rector of the University of Vienna, to the deans, to Dean Radobot, and Dean of the Faculty of Mathematics, and Robin Golser, Dean of the Faculty of Physics. I'd also like to welcome Richard Datzreiter, who is the regents of the Priester Seminar, our landlord. He's also joining us here today. I'd like to welcome, of course, the members of the Scientific Advisory Board of the ESI, chaired by Sandra Di Rocco. A welcome, of course, goes to the distinguished speakers that we have for this symposium, and to the former directors of the institutes. Most of them are here today, and also then, of course, to special person of today, who is Isabel Gallagher, who later today will receive the ESI Medal 2023. So it's really great to have you all here to celebrate with us this special event. Now, Rector Schütze has kindly agreed to say a few words and to open the symposium. So may I ask you to come to the podium?
Yes, I'm very happy to be here. Distinguished guests, dear colleagues, it's a real honor for me to open this symposium and say a few words of welcome on this very, very special occasion. ESI, as you all know, has been founded in 1993 by 3 professors of the University of Vienna, and indeed, since 2010, ESI is a structural part of the University of Vienna, and from its beginning has always been embedded very deeply into the University of Vienna, as you can also tell from its patron saint, Erwin Schrödinger, who has obviously studied at the University of Vienna, got his PhD at the University of Vienna, his habilitation at the University of Vienna, and then after many distinguished steps in his career at the end of his life, actually returned to the University of Vienna also. ESI has offered for 30 years now a very privileged space for cross-disciplinary research between mathematics and physics, and has done so very successfily, I think that's fair to say, and also with its thematic programs, with workshops, with fellowships, has brought many, many people to Vienna to cooperate with each other, to exchange ideas, but also to exchange, projects and work together on projects. And really, we are very grateful as University of Vienna that ESI has brought so many international distinguished guests, more junior and more senior, to Vienna. And just a few buzzwords I have mentioned, but they are not only buzzwords: internationalization, cross-disciplinary research and support, especially also for young scientists early on in their career, are obviously central themes and topics for the university as a whole. And as a University of Vienna, we are very happy that ESI for now 30 years has worked as a kind of role model for what we would like to achieve also as university as a whole. As I said, in terms of internationalization, in terms of cross-disciplinary research, and in terms of support of young scientists. One thing I wanted to mention is that ESI is dedicated to fundamental research in mathematics, physics, and everything in between. And our continuous support as University of Vienna for ESI is also meant as a very strong statement for fundamental research. Now, this might be a given, but these days it's not a given, and I think it's always good to underline this. As you know, on the national level, but also especially on the EU level, there's lots of debates at this very moment, and people trying to distinguish between fundamental research and applied research, or even more simple, to divide things up between research, that would be us, and innovation, that would be the others, just in terms of shifting funds around from ERC to EIC if possible. And we, of course, would not be very happy with that. And of course, we all know this is a very false divide. It's a complete misunderstanding of what we do. But I think it's about time to say so even louder every day. And I've just been at a conference yesterday where yet another program in that direction coming from the EU is materializing, and it's called mission-driven research. I'm not going into what that might be, but I'm just saying that it's about time that universities in the first place underline every time that there is really no innovation without fundamental research, and it doesn't make any sense to divide these two things up. And I thought that this 30 years of ESI as a place for fundamental research would be a good place to say so even today. I'm not being any longer. I just wanted to conclude by congratulating ESI and all the people that have worked for 30 years to make it such a big success. And of course, we all hope that this success will continue for the next few decades. And I also wanted to excuse myself because this looks like a very interesting conference, but I have to go, but I have a very good reason for this, because I have to head to the TOPI lecture, which is happening this evening. And as you all know, again, we are talking about fundamental research and TOPI and the TOPI lecture. And so I'm very sorry, but I'm very happy that I had the chance to give these opening remarks at least.
Thank you very much, Rector Schütze, for your kind words. Very good to hear that the ESI is appreciated by the university. As you know, the ESI has very strong ties with both the Faculty of Mathematics and the Faculty of Physics. We don't formally belong to them, but basically we are operated by people coming from these faculties, and we also work to benefit scientists in these faculties. So I'm very glad that also the two deans of the two faculties have agreed to say something here. And I would like to start with Dean Radobot, please.
Dear Rector Schütze, dear former Rector Engel, dear Christoph Dellago, dear members of the advisory board, dear invited speakers, dear guests, dear colleagues. It is a great honor for me to speak on behalf of the Faculty of Mathematics, which, along with our colleagues from physics, is one of the primary pillars of the ESI on the occasion of the celebration of its 30th anniversary. My current and former colleagues at the Faculty of Mathematics, and here I would like to mention Peter Micho, were among those who laid the foundation of the Institute 30 years ago, at that time as an Institute for Mathematical Physics. But over the years, the Institute has broadened its scope by hosting scientific communities from different areas of mathematics and physics, and even beyond these disciplines. And our faculty underwent a similar transformation, evolving into an institution covering a wide range of mathematical fields, Over the past 30 years, the ESI has become a focal point for the mathematical community, creating an excellent opportunities for our scientists. And very important for us, the Institute has been and continues to be a compelling factor in favor of Vienna, both for our faculty and the university, when attracting renowned new scientists. I want to say some words about the faculty, just to underline the parallelism between the evolution of the ESI and of the faculty. So in the last 7 years, the Faculty of Mathematics, with 2/3 of its members originating from abroad, has ranked among the top 40 mathematical departments worldwide in the Shanghai ranking, which is probably one of the most serious rankings. Then our faculty, it has been one of the most successful faculties in Austria in securing third-party funding. And something which happened this year, so as a testament of the growing prominence of our faculty, I would like to mention that 4 of this year's ERC grant recipients approached us with their desire to transfer the grants to our department and to move to Vienna. And these achievements can be also attributed to the fruitful and continuous interaction between the faculty and the institute. And with the scientific community, and all these interactions occur under the patronage of the ESI. And I'd like to finish by saying that understanding the mechanism that underlie the ESI and the way ESI works, I'm aware of and this was also mentioned, of the ongoing challenge of securing funding for its future existence. And I'd like to emphasize that establishing a strong scientific reputation often takes decades, while its erosion can happen in a very short time due to unwise decisions. And I'd like to close by wishing the Institute a long and successful future. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Rado, for your very friendly words. Please, Robin Grosser, Dean of the Faculty of Physics.
So, dear colleagues, it is my pleasure to congratulate the ESI to its 30th birthday, and I wish to address the ESI as a person. So I have 3 wishes for the ESI. The first is, of course, happy birthday. And I know from experience, and you also know from experience, that the first 30 years are mostly fun. I know from experience, and I wish you learn from experience, that the second 30 years
very close, actually.
are mostly fun. And I wish you get the chance to learn it in the next 30 years. The second wish comes from research. I asked ChatGPT, what are the most important points to know about the ESI? And it came up with 3 points. And one of them says, a leading international research center in the mathematical sciences. Okay, I agree. You are 34 at the Shanghai ranking, but this year we are 48. And I really hope that it does not take 30 years, that it is leading international research center in mathematical and physical sciences.
This just shows that ChatGPT is not perfect.
I got to learn that it took it from your homepage.
That's certainly not right.
And now my third wish. I asked Web of Science about publications from the Erwin Schrödinger Institute. And it came up with the first, hopefully the first publication in 1996 from Nikolai Nadirashvili. And the affiliations that are given are Erwin Schrödinger Institute and Russian Academy of Sciences. I really hope and I wish that it does not take 30 years to have such double affiliation again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Robin, for your nice wishes. We will take them. I hope that they will come true. I have almost completed the second 30 years, so I know that the second 30 years are easy too, but then it gets a bit harder. But the University of Vienna knows all about that because it's many 30 years old. So, and we hope that also the ESI will exist for a long time. Well, if it manages to remain relevant for the scientists that work here at the University of Vienna and the scientists all over the world, because this is clearly our goal, to be relevant and interesting. We don't want to have an institute that just exists for itself, but we want to do activities here at the Erwin Schrödinger Institute that are interesting and helpful for the scientists working in mathematics and physics and in all adjacent disciplines as well. So thank you again for your remarks. I would like now to spend a few minutes to reflect on what the mission of the Erwin Schrödinger Institute is, to reflect on what we want to achieve, and perhaps to reflect about what has changed in the last 30 years and what has remained the same. So to speak as a physicist, I will ask, so what are the constants of the motion here of the Erwin Schrödinger Institute, and what has changed, because 30 years are a long time, and also an institute like the ESI has to adapt. So one thing that certainly has not changed is the mission of the ESI. The ESI is a visitors-oriented institute, which means that here the research is done by people who come together here, who are not here permanently, but who come to take part in the various activities that we have, and these people include people coming here from abroad and people who are local who join here all at the Schrödinger Institute. We are doing mathematics and physics, but not exclusively. I mean, there are lots of interactions with other disciplines as well. We had activities here in chemistry, in biology, in informatics, data science, you name it. Now we want to do this at an international level, at a high level. We want to have the best people here at the Erwin Schrödinger Institute in a particular discipline. Now, how are we achieving these goals? Actually, we carry out a number of programs. Our flagships are the thematic programs. These thematic programs, they usually last for 1 to 3 months, bring a number of people here, and they work here, they discuss about a particular topic. This is done in cooperation. So promoting cooperation is a very important aspect. Also, this, you can say, is a constant of the motion of the ESI. Then we have workshops. We have research. These are just regular workshops, like here, a situation like here, where some people give talks and then there is discussion. We have our research in teams program, where small teams of scientists come together here at the ESI, away from the chores they have at their home institutions, where they have some peace to work in a focused way on a research proposal, on a paper, on a book, whatever. And then we also get senior research fellows who come here to lecture for our students and postdocs. We have junior research fellows who come here at an early stage in their career to work with scientists from the University of Vienna. And we also organize graduate schools. So we have a wide array of activities that we do here at the ESI. We try in general to be supportive for the community. So we also do have activities outside our regular programs. For instance, we have hosted several times training sessions for high school students who take part in the International Mathematics Olympiad or the Physics Olympiad or in other competitions. We host quite often events together with the Vienna Doctoral School Physics and the Vienna School of Mathematics. We, last year, because of the reasons that you know, we had a special research program for Ukrainian scientists to help them a bit. We also recently hosted a group of talented Ukrainian high school students. This was an initiative of my colleague Michael Eichmeier, and we publish lecture notes. We have a large number of things that we do. Now, why do people actually come to the ESI? What do they find here? What do we give them to make them come? Well, actually, they come because here they have some space for thinking and for discussing. They have some quiet time. They also have lots of blackboards. Actually, we have 130 meters I measured. We have 100 meters, 30 meters of blackboards here at the ESI, including the blackboards in some private spaces. But the reason why people really come to the ESI here is because they know that here they will meet the best people in their field. Because we encourage our organizers, and these are members of the community, to really go for the people who are at the moment the best in their field, because that will then lead to interesting discussions, lead to progress, and attract more people. And of course, we give them lots of coffee because that's the fuel of research. Without coffee, no research. So let me tell you a little bit about how the ESI came about. I spent some time, actually quite some time, in putting together this timeline. And here the ESI was founded, as you know, 30 years ago in 1993. The ESI opened its doors, but the ESI has a prehistory. And the prehistory, you can say, starts with the fall of the Iron Curtain and the opening of the countries in the East. So these revolutions that swept through Eastern Europe put many people in different situations, in difficult situations, because they were out of jobs, had insecure future. And so some people came up with the idea of creating this institute here at in Vienna to help these scientists from the East to carry on with their science, and also realize that there's an opportunity here to put Vienna back at the center of Europe, because with the Iron Curtain in place, Vienna was really at the border, and this changed, of course, in '89. And these people were, and I'm sure I don't mention all of them, I apologize, but there was a group of people who thought this is a good idea. Walter Thierring was one of the promoters, Heiden Arnhofer, Peter Michor. Heiden Arnhofer is here today. I'm very happy about that. Walter Thierring, of course, has passed away almost 10 years ago. And Peter Michor couldn't be here today because he's traveling. Also, Harald Grosse was part of this group, and I'm happy that he is here as well. Crucial people were also Wolfgang Reiter, who at that time was a civil servant in the ministry, I think, and the minister, Erhard Busek, who also has passed away last year. So these people basically, you can say, are the founding fathers and mothers of the ESI, and they really took advantage of this window of opportunity that opened up after what happened in the East. So initially, the Erwin Schrödinger Institute was located in Pasteurgasse. This is just down the Strudelhofstiege, in the very house where Erwin Schrödinger lived for the last years of his life. There is a little plaque here on the building that you can almost not read. I don't know who designed this plaque, but it says that Erwin Schrödinger actually lived in this house for a couple of years. Then in '96, we moved here. I say we, I was not part of that, but I say we, as the Schrödinger Institute, we moved to this location here in the Priester Seminar. And we are very, very grateful that we can be here, because this is a wonderful place that gives some peace, but at the same time is in the middle of the city. And this is a great location for the Erwin Schrödinger Institute. Initially, the Erwin Schrödinger Institute was not part of the university. It was run by a Verein. This is a public association that received funds from the Austrian Federal Ministry of Science and Research and used this money to run the institute. And this went very well for a number of years until in 2010, a funding crisis happened. But this was a big thing because the ministry said, well, we don't fund you anymore. Sorry, you have to see what you can do. And at this time, the university actually, there were negotiations with the university, and the university actually took the ESI, took it over and incorporated it in the university. And Heinz Engel, the former rector of the university, at that time he was vice rector for research, played a very important role in that and helped to bring the Erwin Schrödinger Institute at the university. And that's why it exists still. Otherwise, the ESI would have had to close down. And Georg Winkler was the rector of the university at that time. So we need to be thankful to Heinz Engel and Georg Winkler. I think that Harald Rindler was the dean of mathematics at that time, and I was the dean of physics at that time. So, but I think it's great that we managed to keep the ESI alive over this quite difficult time. So the ESI initially was very focused on mathematical physics, but then over the years widened its scope, and now it includes all of mathematics and physics, all the experimental, theoretical, and computational aspects of these fields are now included, and this is also reflected in the name of the institute. We didn't change much. We just added here an end and changed the mathematical a bit. So it wasn't a big change in letters, but the scope was very much wider. Now, over the years, the ESI has also started a number of new programs. Initially, we had the thematic programs and the workshops, and then over time, the Senior Research Fellow program was added, the Junior Research Fellow program was added, the Research in Team program was added, and then we created the ESI medal. We started to take videos and put the videos on YouTube. Actually, there is a large archive of videos, more than 1,000, of talks that are of talks here at the ESI, and many people worldwide actually make use of these videos. They watch these videos. And lately, we have become a little active on social media, but not much, just in order to, communicate with the ESI community. Over the years, the ESI has had a number of directors, and they have all helped to move the ESI along. And Walt Thiering is not alive anymore, sadly. Peter Michor couldn't be here, but Klaus Schmidt and Jakob Ingvarsson and Joachim Schwärmer, they are all here today. And that's great that you are here today to celebrate this event with us. Now, let me show a few numbers. What's the most important thing about the ESI is the ESI community. So this is the community of people that has formed around the activities here at the ESI. And here we have this nice tradition that when people come, we take photos of them and we put them up in a little, in a place here close to the common room such that people can go and check with whom they have talked. So who was the person I have talked? Well, let's go check. So we put them up there, and here you see a few of these people. Initially, there were only a few of these people who came to the, well, already in the first year, we had more than 200 people, and then this number rose steadily. Now, there are some fluctuations here, but for instance, in 2000 and when was that, 17 or so, or 18, we had more than 1,000 people here. So you can say that on the average here, we have about 1,000 people per year that come to the ESI for various activities. Now, what you can also see here in this plot is this quite strong dip here. This is, of course, the pandemic. This is the effect of Corona. And what I have plotted here is the total number of participants. This includes the on-site participants and also the online participants. So only this little, in 2020, we had only, I don't know, 200 visitors who came here to the ESI. And this is because before the pandemic really started, we already had some activities. And also in the summer, for a couple of weeks, it was possible to meet here at the ESI. What's also interesting, I think, is that the number of online participants went up, but then down again. So people don't really want to take part in online activities. I think, I might be a bit old-fashioned, but I think that if you want to do meaningful science, you have to immerse yourself completely into it. Also, you have to immerse yourself into discussions. And that's just harder to do when you participate in some activity online. You don't have the coffee breaks, you don't have, you cannot go out for dinner, and that's just not such a nice experience like it is when you come here to the ESI in person. And I think this shows here. Now, where do the people come from? The ESI, the name of the Erwin Schrödinger Institute is actually, the full name is Erwin Schrödinger International Institute for Mathematics and Physics. And I think this map shows that it is truly international. What you have here are the top 20 countries of visitors in the period of the last 8 years. So here in this list, you will see the usual suspects. These are basically the rich countries, right? The rich countries that have a strong science, culture in Europe, in North America, but you also have other countries. You have many people from India, from China. Now, China, of course, in this period, there was the pandemic, so they did not have so much opportunity to travel. We have people from South America, few people from Africa, though. So there are some white spots on the map here. And these are the poor countries. So I think that as a global community, we have some work to do. We should try to close these white places here and bring science to everywhere. And perhaps also our activity of offering videos can be of a little help in this respect. But it's clearly the responsibility, and this is not just for the geographical distribution of science. It's clearly the responsibility of the rich countries to support science just because they can. So there is some work to do here. Now, let's have a closer look at Europe. Let's look here at the left. It seems here, if you look at the left, that there is still some remnants of the Iron Curtain, because the countries here on the left of the Iron Curtain are darker than the ones on the right. But this is because the countries in Eastern Europe are mostly smaller countries. So if you normalize by the number of people, then you get this map here. So of course, Austria is very dark here because there are many Austrian scientists who come to the ESI. This is something that we want. But then if you compare the other countries that are around it, the Czech Republic or Croatia, Slovenia, they are the same color as Italy or France, or at least a similar color. So I think one can conclude from this map that, at least for the ESI, the Iron Curtain is not relevant anymore, and that scientists in Europe, in Eastern Europe, also come to the ESI like scientists in Western Europe, and I think that's a good thing. Now, if you are interested in all this science that is done here, you can go and read the annual report. It's kind of dry reading, but at least the covers are nice. You can also use the thickness of the annual report as a measure of the activities that happen here at the ESI. Here I have plotted the pages in the annual report. 92 war nicht wirklich ein aktives Jahr. This is when the ESI began. So you see the effect of the pandemic, but then we are back to the levels before the pandemic. Okay, now here is something that remained the same. This is also a constant of the motion. Namely, if we look at the budget, we discover that it's basically constant. It has some peaks here due to special, some special funds for special activities that then dried up after a while, but it was mainly constant. Also here, we got some extra funds from the University of Vienna for special activities, for increased junior research fellows, for the video archive. But now we're back to our usual budget of 790,000 euros. That's not a secret, but the story looks a bit less good if you correct for inflation. Right? Over the years, since the ESI was founded, money has lost half of its value. So now we basically, if we really count only the true value of the money, we basically have half of what the ESI had at the beginning. But we are doing more. Right? So we are doing more with less money. It's kind of magic, but we do it. How long we can go on doing that, we will see. So, but I think this plot has an important message. Now, also, of course, one thing that has changed is the presence of the ESI in the internet. The internet has become a very important aspect of the ESI. What you see here, actually, very early on, you could already download papers from the archive of the ESI. In '94, you could do anonymous FTP and get the preprints via the internet. This is a screenshot of a page. You know, there is this Wayback Machine on the internet. You can check out web pages of 25 years ago or so. This is how the web page looked back then. Actually, I like these bullet points here in form of the website, the wave function. This is how the web page looks now, but of course now what you see here is just the tip of the iceberg, because beneath this web page there is a large database, which is basically the engine that drives the organizational part of the ESI. Now, over the years, we have also become active on social media. And as I mentioned already, we have a YouTube channel where we publish all the videos that are shot here at the ESI. Now, there is a particularly interesting video that you can have a look at on the YouTube video channel, and that's the video of the opening of the Erwin Schrödinger Institute in '93. And this is a screenshot of this video. You can see Walter Thierring here. You can see Erhard Busek here. It's actually a very long video. Most of the time, nothing happens. And then somebody says something, but it's a very interesting historical document, and I encourage you to have a look. Now, if you sum up all the numbers, you know, I'm a numbers person, so I like to sum up numbers, and I try to do some sums for the ESI in the period of the last 30 years. Now, some numbers are quite impressive, I think. We did 138 thematic programs here, 178 workshops. We had almost 18,000 visitors coming here to the ESI. I think that's a large number. We had almost 10,000 talks. Now, as I mentioned, we have 130 meters of blackboards. Now we have over 1,000 videos. We drank almost 9,000 liters of coffee. I mean, I tried to estimate that. Probably it's not very accurate, but approximately it should be right. So a lot of coffee was consumed here at the ESI, I think to good effect. Now we also did something for the health of the participants. You know, we don't have an elevator. So people have to walk up and down every day. And people usually stay, I don't know, 5 days, 10 days, and every day they go up and down twice, maybe more often. And if you do the calculation, then they did about more than 3 million meters of elevation. This corresponds to 400 Everests. So I think this is quite impressive. Now, in preparation of this meeting, we had fun making a little video. In this little video, which I'm going to show you now. So this is a world premiere. We had fun making this video. We even had a drone taking some shots. We didn't do the drones outside because first, it's not allowed here in Vienna. And second, I don't think it's advisable to fly a drone in front of the American embassy. So we didn't do that. We didn't do that. But we made a movie, and I would like to show you the movie to show you the movie now. Could you please switch to the other computer and then see if we can have a look at this movie? The Erwin Schrödinger Institute, or ESI as we call it, was founded in 1993 in the aftermath of the fall of the Iron Curtain and the opening of Eastern Europe. These countries were threatened by a massive brain drain, and our goal back then was to help them to keep active and to keep working on their research. Since then, the scope of the ESI has widened, and it now includes all of mathematics and physics.
ESI offers several programs which allow the exchange of scientists here at the University of Vienna with external experts and external colleagues. This exchange can be in the form of a workshop, a conference, or also longer research visits.
Scientific exchange does not only happen in seminar talks, but a lot of it happens in the discussions afterwards. The ESI offers ample opportunities to discuss science. We have a whole corridor of blackboards.
You know, the Erwin Schrödinger Institute have the power to attract very good speakers, very good scientists, and put them together in a room. And I was privileged enough to participate on this and present my results and my work to the most relevant people in my field.
And this is where the Schrödinger Institute plays an important role, because by organizing programs and workshops, one secures leading experts coming to Vienna for an extended period of time, and therefore faculty members, but especially younger people, can meet with leading personalities, and not only meet them, but have discussions, listen to talks, and even starting conversations. And this is an invaluable help, as shown over the last 30 years, and I can only wish that the activity can continue and even be enhanced.
Well, my career benefited a lot from the ESI. It's here at the ESI that I got the first opportunity to organize an international workshop. And I remember this as a week where I could talk to really many different people and exchange a lot of ideas and set up basically a lot of collaboration plans.
Usually people do something in mathematics very, narrow, but here it's allowed me to expand the knowledge around what I'm doing.
The Institute allows us to interact with best researchers in our field who are happy to come in Vienna because of the reputation of the Institute. And it benefits the students from the Vienna University, from the TU, who can attend lectures here, and this can very often be a key factor in their scientific careers.
And so participating in such a program is, I believe that it's a great opportunity, especially for an early career researcher, to build on your network and so maybe even start a new research project.
So I've been to the ESI several times, and it was always an extremely good experience. Talking to other people, independently of whether you work with them or not, gives rise to a lot of new ideas.
What was particularly great about this school is how I was welcome. The city is great. I had directly my own office. The buildings were really ready to allow me to work in the best possible conditions.
It was an ESI workshop in 2011 that brought me to Austria for the very first time as a grown-up mathematician. And it was a truly inspiring workshop. I have the fondest memories of it. And I had those memories in mind when I decided that I would take up a permanent position, a professorship at the University of Vienna.
It is really quite a privilege to serve as a director of an institution like the ESI. Together with my colleagues, I have a chance to shape the institute, to help to keep it at the forefront of research and to make it fit for the future. Personally, I have benefited a lot from the ESI, and I hope that future generations of scientists will have the opportunity to benefit from the ESI in the same way. So that was it. Thank you for, I hope that you liked it, that you liked the little movie that we made. It was fun to make it, and I would like to thank some of the actors of the movie who are here today, and they hadn't seen the movie either, so this was the first also for them. So thanks to the actors. Now, I think an event like this one is also a good place to say thank you. I mean, the ESI is, I think one can say, a community effort. So many people contribute to the success of an institution like the ESI. So I would like to say thank you to the University of Vienna for providing the funds and the space to have the Erwin Schrödinger Institute. I would like to thank the Verein Erwin Schrödinger Institute, who ran the institute in the first period, and who is still very attached to the institute and supports the institute where it can. Of course, I'd like to thank the organizers and the speakers and the visitors. We want to be here for the community, so we rely on the community to propose interesting programs. We are not here to tell people what they have to do. They have to tell us what they think is interesting and in which fields there should be activities. So thanks to them. Thanks to the referees. I mean, you know, people here at the ESI, if they want to organize an activity, they have to submit a proposal, and then the proposal is refereed. And the refereeing is done for free by people of the community. So a great thank you goes also to the referees. To the ESI Collegium, of course, these are the people who basically decide about activities here at the ESI. Some activities are decided by the Scientific Advisory Board, but some by the Collegium. These are members of the faculties. Thank you to the Collegium, to the ESI administration, of course, who runs this institute very efficiently and in a very friendly way. And I think this is important because we want people, when they come to the ESI, to feel at home here. And this is, and an important part of that is an efficient and friendly administration. They are the face of the Erwin Schrödinger Institute, and I say thank you to them. Thank you also to Priester Seminar for allowing us to be here, for giving us this space. And then, of course, thank you to the Austrian taxpayer, because they pay for all the activities here at the Institute, and they also pay for our symposium in a sense that we have today. So we should all be thankful to the Austrian taxpayer as well. So this basically brings me to the end. You see that a few things here at the ESI have changed. A few things have remained the same. Now we will have to continue to make changes because the academic landscape changes. The needs of the community, they change too, and we need to be here for the community, and therefore we also need to change. But I think that our focus on fundamental research, our focus on cooperative research, our focus on a lean administration and on simple procedures should stay. So let me then at the end say happy birthday to the Erwin Schrödinger Institute. This is a weird picture that I made with artificial intelligence, which you can see here. Read this. I mean, it's kind of doesn't make much sense, but I think it looks nice. And so I'd like to say happy birthday to the ESI, and I hope that you will join me in doing that. Thank you.